We've been building a Pokemon business for a while now, and when we started this channel, we were just selling cards from our personal collection to get by. I was working full time and Pokemon cards was just a side hustle. But we've always had one big goal from day one. My main goal with all of this is actually to open a brick and mortar store. Our main goal is still to open the brick and mortar store, and we're probably way off it now, but we're still gonna be shooting for that. Maybe next year, who knows, we'll have to wait and see. Well, today I've got some exciting news to share with you. Let me explain. Can you give it a rest, mate? Jeez, yeah, whatever. Let me explain. Welcome back. If you're new around here, my name is Max and I've been documenting building my Pokemon business from scratch right here on YouTube. And I can't really believe I'm saying this, but we're getting a shop. It's not just a future goal for the business anymore. This week, we officially started the process of signing the lease for our very first brick and mortar store. And here's exactly how we got there. This is the Graded Gallery, not to be confused with Grail Gallery, our own brand. They're a local trading card store based in Birmingham, and we've been working with them for some time now. Luke has been building up a good relationship with the store owners for the last few months, and it's actually where we get a lot of our stock from. For example, when Journey Together launched in the UK, we were able to run live box breaks on stream, and it was probably one of the coolest streams we've done to date. If you do want to check out some of our live streams, by the way, you can do so by clicking the link in the description or scanning this QR code, and you also get yourself £10 free to spend on your first stream. We pulled some crazy cards that night too, basically all the big hitters that people were hoping for. They've helped us get sealed products, they've helped us get graded cards at really fair prices for our stream, and we definitely wouldn't be able to run the types of streams that we do or even get to the place that we're really at now without their support. So we've always had a lot of time for the guys over there at the Graded Gallery. They ended up approaching Luke and I, it's got to be a few weeks ago now, with the idea of opening up a franchise of our own with their help. As they're looking to expand their business, and we're obviously looking for a shop to get some experience in running one ourselves. As you can imagine already, me and Luke jumped on the idea. In fact, I pretty much dropped everything, packed a bag, and drove to Birmingham, which is about 3 hours away from me, which was actually really tough because I was still working at the time. So obviously I had to do a lot of coffee shop hopping, trying to jump on the Wi-Fi so I could actually do my job, you know, reply to people, be in meetings and things like that. So being that the original store was in Birmingham, we wanted to choose somewhere that was a bit further out, but not too far, and somewhere with a growing retail market. We weren't too focused on high foot traffic areas. I think stores like this usually attract people who are already into the hobby anyway. Plus, I'm hoping that a lot of our audience comes from YouTube and whatnot, where we've built up numbers already, assuming you guys actually want to turn up to the store. For example, though, the original Graded Gallery store is not in a really busy high street, and then other stores like Collector's Card House, for example, are not in really highly populated areas. Not saying that we are nearly as big as Dean and Chloe, but I do like to think that we would get a draw from YouTube and whatnot and things like that. So after all our research, we landed on a small town called Rugby. Rugby is a town just outside of Coventry, which is where Luke already lives, and it's also got really reasonable shop prices. So we booked in some viewings with a local estate agent and we started looking around some of the places. The first one we looked at was this old hairdresser's in one of the high streets. We actually liked this one straight away. It had a load of natural light coming through the big front window. There's also a really big open space at the start, and the actual floor space for the price was really good. It's not just this big main room as well. Also, if you walk through to the back, there is this back room that we could definitely use for something. Not too sure what quite yet, but it's a really cool space, so there's quite a lot I think we could do with it. It did have a basement as well, which did kind of draw us in from the start, but after having a look at it, a lot of these shop spaces that we visited did have basements, but they all seem to be liable to flooding and, you know, cards and water, they don't really mix. And then it also had this office at the back, which I think would be really cool to turn into a permanent streaming setup for whatnot. So yeah, really like this one. I think the space was just really open. And you know, when you walk in somewhere and you can kind of picture how you kind of want things, I got that in this one. It was really cool. Next up was this unit, which was a bit of a beater. There's a lot of work that we need to do here. There was a leak in the ceiling. The walls were pretty ruined and covered in these weird metal sheet things. So yeah, this one really wasn't for us. Again, there was a basement in this one, but it felt like we were gonna fall through the stairs, so we gave that one a miss. It had this upstairs area too, but it all just felt a bit too old and beat up, so we didn't really rate this one. Then finally, there was this last space that we looked at as well. It's basically a big rectangle space that had a decent spot in the town and a big window up front. The only problem with this one is that was pretty much it. There wasn't any sort of back room or office, it was just this. And I mean, we talked about adding in some partition walls to create an office and storage room, but the space just didn't really feel big enough, sadly. So out of the 3 we looked at, it was pretty clear that we had a winner. This one just ticked all the boxes for us. It was a really good price. The space was insane. Like, the actual size of it was really big. It was probably the best condition of the 3 of them as well. I know it is gonna take a little bit of time for us to fix it all up, but we won't have our work cut out quite as much with this one. Also, I think we can do some really cool stuff with the back room and the office as well. So yeah, we wasted no time. We went back to the graded gallery guys and we ended up putting an offer in straight away, which sat pending for a really uncomfortable amount of time. We did kind of put all of our eggs in one basket with this one and we really set our hearts on it. Plus, I was back home and back at work at this point, so I didn't really have the time to go back up there, do more viewings, put more offers in and things like that. But luckily, a couple of weeks later, the offer was accepted and we're now currently waiting on the lease terms to be written so that we can sign them and get the keys. Now, I really wanted to end this video with a cool shot of me going to collect the keys and showing you guys around properly, but I was too keen to get this video out. I've already been telling people over and whatnot that we're getting a shop, so I had to tell you guys the news properly. It's only kind of hit me now that this is all happening. And look, I want to be real with you guys. I quit my job last week. I've still got my notice to serve, which is around 3 months. So I've still got some paychecks coming in. There's a little bit of security, and there is still a little bit of work to do as well. But this is very much real now. And because of where we decided to open the shop, I am 3 hours away, which means this week I've been trying to sort out moving out my flat. I know the Max Does Pokemon casting couch is going on a road trip. So yeah, I'm looking for new places to live up near the shop, moving away from family and friends, and completely moving my whole life for a Pokemon business, which sounds absolutely crazy to say out loud. One, because it's Pokemon. If you told me last year I'd be packing in my very secure job and moving 3 hours away to open and sell Pokemon packs, I would call you crazy, but that is exactly what's happening right now. I always knew deep down that we'd eventually get our shop, purely based on the work that we've put in. Like, me and Luke are super dedicated to this, but I just thought it was gonna be months, maybe even years down the line from now. But here we are, and I'm gonna take you guys on the entire process with me. It's not just about having the shop as well. Like, we wanted to build something that feeds back into the streams and something that makes the YouTube content better, that grows the whole thing as a brand. The shop is a step towards that, but it is a much bigger picture. I've always tried to be as transparent as I possibly can on this channel. I think that's the real reason why a lot of you do like the videos in the first place. So I'm going to be documenting all of the process. I'm going to be showing you guys the design of the store, how we end up fitting everything, the cost of everything, more importantly, stock in the place, and of course, actually opening up the store so you guys can come and visit and say hello. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, whether it's going to be through like daily vlogs or more videos like this one, where it's like the more traditional recap of the business week and things like that. I also have no idea when the shop is actually going to open, but what I do know is this is the biggest thing that we have done yet, and I cannot wait to go on that journey with you guys. So if you're not already, hit the subscribe button and you can join us for the ride. A quick one before you go too, we've just put in an order for the new Grail Gallery Mystery Packs version 2. You guys loved the last one so much, and I can't believe it's taken us this long to get version 2 out, but in these packs, we've got 4 booster packs from the Scarlet and Violet era, plus a mystery bonus pack, which is seeded as follows. We've got the Pokeball tier, which is your minimum guarantee, so you're guaranteed at least a Sword and Shield era pack. Things like Brilliant Stars, Evolving Skies, if you get lucky, things like that. The Great Ball tier, which is 1 in 5, and that gets you a Sun and Moon era pack. We had Team Up in there last time, Hidden Fates, and all the other favorites. The Ultra Ball tier, which is 1 in 10, that gets you an X and Y era pack. So things like Evolutions, Primal Clash, really cool packs like that. And finally, the Master Ball tier, which is the big one, that gets you a guaranteed WotC pack, which is 6. So things like base set we had last time, base set 2, Fossil, Jungle, there is really big ones in there. We had a load of fun with these last time when we sold these, and I can't wait for these to land near the end of June. If you head down to the link in the description, you can pre-order yours today. We're only doing a very limited run of these again, so make sure you go down there and get yours. These sold out within like 2 days last time. So thank you all again so much for all your support. We genuinely would not be here without any of your help and support. So thank you all so much, and I will catch you in the next one.